we start to present our work during this sprint too, and the goal of the sprint it was to fix some bugs from sprint 1, to create some feature in back office and terminal this feature, and terminal as a feature which was done in sprint 1. And now we will present our work feature by feature. So, Maxim, you will start.
Hello, everyone. I will share screen right now. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So I will show the document content type. Here's a feature about it. And here are the fields which should be in this content type. So I'm on stage right now. So here's a form to create a document content type. I'm logged in as a webmaster, so I can select English or French language. I can add some title, add downloadable file, and it works as usual in other places. Also, I can add some PNG, JPEG, or some other file with limits. Here we have type and properties select. And for properties, this should be a taxonomy term on the second level of terms. You can see you unable to select first level terms, just second level terms. Also, you can like filter this text, so like so, and you can add as many as you wish. Also, you have a feature checkbox, which you can select or unselect. Preview, it's a reference to video embed or pre-HTML custom blog, so we can add one of them, so it's only one reference could be added here. Description field, just text with some WYSIWYG. Copy some text here. Also, you have a date, publication date, and year of birth. Something wrong. Oops. Sorry, do you hear me?
Yes, yes, we hear you.
Because something happened with my PC. Okay, so file was not uploaded because it's bigger than it should be. So we expect to be a 20 megabyte file. So if I choose another file, it will be uploaded here. So we can create this document, new document. The page of this document really doesn't look as it should because we didn't theme it yet. So let's try to translate this document created right now. So we can add a translation of French language. We can also add some as a. So that's it about document content type. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. The first one is actually regarding to the, if you can go to the edit, please.
Yes.
Okay. Could you add before thumbnail the fact that this is the thumbnail? Because we have the field, but we don't know what it's for. So it should be like above where you can put the picture, should be written thumbnail.
Okay, yes, I will write down to add.
You know, like you have title above the field.
So it's label for the.
Yeah, just the field label. Another thing for the preview. We wanted to have the possibility to create new, and right now we can only search. So I think it should be added the same thing as we have for the document file, the select entity.
Okay, we will do this.
And just the third thing, last thing, for the date options. So the date, so I assume that because you did it this way, I assume that you took the option for every single content type with a date to use a new date fields rather than using Drupal default.
As I understood,
was this a leftover that you didn't change?
As I understood, that you will need to fill all of these fields. So we just have creation dates as default fields from the Drupal, and also publication date. And also, as I know, we will have to implement the publication on some schedule.
So we saw your questions about these dates fields, and on our side we're just trying to understand how every of these date will be used. So for us it is not easy yet to choose the best way, the best field to use in every moment. So we saw that some of them used in the dashboards by you, and some with the scheduler, and some of them used just to display some information on the front end, like for the press releases date, as the date of press release usually is not the date of node creation. So for us, it is still an open question, and the possible change of the one field of the date is not a big issue for our side. So it is not yet a final decision.
Okay, clear. No problem. And then the final thing with the year of reference. Today, the year of reference is automatically filled to this year's years. So right now it would be automatically filled with 2018. So I realized that this was not in the site settings and we should have added it.
Okay, so I wrote down the list of features on show and tell in the spreadsheet. I wrote down everything you told about label, about entity browser, and about automatically filling of year of reference.
Great. And one thing, just as an overall for everything, but maybe we'll create a feature for it. I've corrected all the translatable or not translatable fields. So I'll just, for your information, now the site settings are up to date.
Great. So should I show two other features or?
Yeah, you can continue. I have no other question.
Okay. So second feature I want to show you, it's call to action item custom block. So here is a form to create a custom block call to action item. let's for it in custom call to action items. So we have title, we have a label field, they are required. So also we have some internal and external links. We can add some documents. So it's auto completion for the internal link. Also we can add some external link. We can add contact cards here, and if I remember right, it's we can add as many as we want. So we can add downloadable file. Also, we have some options for headline, and we can add an icon for the headline. Oops. So we can also translate this block. And also rearrange these files. And basically that's it about call to action item.
Okay, thank you. Could you just please go to edit? I have a few questions. So I know the link part is still a pending topic, but we don't need, I mean, before saying we don't need, what's the use of link text?
It's will just change. So if you don't add link text, it will show the link like it is right now. So HTTP.
Actually, the link text is the label, because we're making here a call to action. So it's a little button, and the text displayed in the button is the label. So label would be where you put call to action block, and it's call to action item. So the link text is not needed because the label will be used for that.
Okay, so it's not a problem to remove it.
And that was all. Thank you.
Okay, so and third feature I would like to show you, it's call to action block. So we just saw a call to action item, and we have call to action block. And for this custom block, we have title. It's required. Block title. We can change, select a color for this block. So it could be dark blue, light, or transparent. And configuration for this field took from theming. So we have a white call to action block checkbox, and by default it's checked. And we can add to maximum 3 of call to action items. So, and also you can rearrange them, and you can save it. So translate. So it's also translatable. That's it.
Okay,
About
perfect. I have no question for this.
Great, thank you. That's everything I wanted to show you.
Thank you, Maxim. I think we can give the word to Slava.
Yeah, hello. First feature is multi-select of taxonomy document properties level 2 terms. As a contributor or master admin, I can select one or many level 2 items from the document properties taxonomy in the type document. So here we have document properties taxonomies with first and second level. We can have only 2 levels. If we try to save this third level, we will see an error. So how it looks on content type document. Here we can see all of our document property taxonomies. We can select one by one. And then we can delete them. So for this feature, that's all.
It's perfect. We've actually said it before. I have no question.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you. So the next feature is theming content header. Almost all content types pages can have header with picture, video, background fields. We have background video field, background picture block, background picture alignment block, and header type block, and background picture call to action text. So if we add only background picture with full screen header type, we can see this image in full size on front of this with CTA button. At clicking, you go into content of the page. The next, if we select middle, we can see half of picture without CTA button. And if we select small view, we can see small picture. The next, if we add some video, for example, we can see this video which started automatically and looped. 1 second. For mobile version, we can see only picture without video. Also, we can use background picture alignment to define how image should be aligned in header for mobile. Now we click on right alignment and we will see right part of the picture. If we will select left alignment, then we will see left part of the picture. So that's all for this feature. And do you have questions?
No question, thanks. All good.
Great. So the next feature is theming company key figures. This is a separated custom block. Company key figures. And we show this on press release note page as block with formatted text. So this is our press release page. Here we have company key figures block where we can add company key figures. I already added. Was added some text with points and how it looks on contracts.
Perfect.
So the same as in now. Okay. The next is theming custom block free HTML. This block should render only HTML defined in BO without HTML text to move a change. For example, I can render a frame. Here we have our free HTML custom block and iframe code, which I already applied on basic page. So this is free HTML code inserted.
Okay.
Maybe you have questions.
I don't have a question about this part specifically, but I have a question about the theming that you've begun. And so if you can go back to the page where you had the free HTML, just no, the front office page. Just for my understanding, you haven't finished it. That's why we have like the gray and white background.
Yes.
Okay. And about like the free HTML you added compared to the picture, maybe that is added before. The extreme margins are not the same. I assume it's because one of them has not been finalized yet.
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Need to finalize them first.
Just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, so can I add some details here? So the main issue that we face now with this area where we use now the layout builder is that obviously when the assets were used with CK editor, we had the completely different HTML structure, and at the moment we just do not have the HTML version which is properly prepared for the layout builder, as now in layout builder we also have some different layouts that you can choose. For example, for the basic page it's two variants, like full or two column layout, and for showcase we had the three column sections and so on. So we just still lack of the proper HTML structure for this area with layout builder, as we have to what we have now is the slicing that we had on the Drupal 7 version, which is not cannot be reused on all the pages. As there, where we had the field with CK editor, we had the special HTML for this field output. Here we have the layout builder, which is the same on every page, and we have to apply these new internal layout builder layouts templates to the theme we have, and so on and so on. So it is the part that we will check with our front-end team to produce some new styles, and maybe some theming that we already did will require some modifications, as well as the CSS or some other parts like images. We'll see. That is so the real issue for us as a backend team development is just that we do not have the proper HTML structure that we can refer to when we create these teams. As the 7 version that we have is based on the assets variant.
Okay, clear. Thank you.
Okay, can I continue with the feature?
Sure.
Okay, the next is drag and drop for files to upload. As a contributor or master admin, I can do drag and drop of files in order to upload it only for fields where it's specified. Like before, VBM or GV fields of custom block video loop. We have several content types in custom blocks, so we can use drag and drop. For example, add video loop custom block. Sorry. So we can just drag and drop our video files according to their extensions. From the right side, we have remove button and the same behavior for downloadable file custom block, picture custom block, SVG icon custom block, and create document content type. So that's all.
Perfect for all. I have no comments, just that like I said on the document, for some sometimes, like for example the SVG icon, it's obvious that's the field to upload the SVG, so we can leave it as it is. But in other circumstances, like the documents where we don't really know what the field is for, it would be nice to have the title.
Okay, I will add the title.
I'll leave it up to you to judge whether it's obvious or not. If there's one field, like for the HVG icon or for the downloadable file, it's we don't need, but this is a content type and there are many fields, so you don't really know what this drag and drop is for.
Okay, clear. So I finished.
Okay, then I will start. Then. Let me share the screen. So in this sprint, we also had the two features that were composed of the fixes that we did for the previous sprint, and some number of fixes we already delivered to stage. And also we still have the theme initialization story here, as also for this story we made some updates for the names of the colors according to the comments you added. And still at this moment we saw that there are new comments on this theme settings page, so we will continue to work on this in the next sprint. And then we are moving to the story about the header and footer management and output. And initially, when we saw the menu on the JCDecaux.com, it looked very simple, just several levels of menus with some pictures. But when we started to work on this, we understood how low the estimation that we did. So in the header and footer story for this sprint, we planned to do the following. We plan to add the header and footer menus output on all the pages, and the theme them according to the current theme that we have for the Drupal 7 version. And also we had to create these new menus. Some of them we decided to reuse from the original Drupal contribution. And we also added some specific backoffice rules and also modified some backoffice menu items output. I will show just to make it more clear to the contributor which translations exist, which still not. And as a final step on this story, we should have the proper output of all the menus and header and footer and all the components that we have had inside. So now we are moving to the demonstration, and we will start from back office. My screen is shown. So in the structure section of the Drupal admin area, we have a menu section here. I will work under the webmaster administrative role. So now here we see these new menus available for webmaster and contributor as well to be managed. We created or updated the top menu, main menu, and the footer menu. So let's start with the main menu. So as we decided previously, we merged the left and right sides into one menu. And here in this main menu configuration, you will have now two special items like left side and right side. And all the items you will add should be placed under the one of them. So on the almost generic menu overview form, we have the possibility to manage this menu as usual. So we have the drag and drop, and we can change the levels, change the parents, make the reordering, and so on. We also have the enabled checkbox here to quick enable, disable the links. It's kind of generic feature. The column with operations usually have three options like edit, delete, or translate the item. And for the main menu, we also have the specific validation-like messages. This is for the cases when you will have some menu items popped out from the left or right side. So when you will try to save, you will see the message that will tell you that some items are outside of the left or right side, and these items will not be visible. It is possible case when some parent items can be changed, updated, or some nodes will be edited, and links for the menu will be created from the nodes. So not to hide these items, the only way that we had is just to continue to show them, but added this message. And what we also, as we discussed it last week, we added this kind of the new column about the translation that you by default do not have in the listings of items like menus, taxonomies, and so on. So here, as we discussed, we have the original language of the item in bold, and the languages translations for which are absent, they will be displayed in red. If a language is not original, it will not have a bold font here. And these links will lead you directly to the form, like for this menu item, for choose your country. For example, if I click on English, I will land on the English version edition form. If I add on, click on the French, I will land on the French translation creation form. Traduire, choose your country en français. That is basically all. Also, we cannot move the our root elements like left or right side anywhere, as it will break our architecture. And you can have as many levels of this menu as you one, but the only 3 levels of every part of the menu will be shown as we saw it by the HTML by design. So that is all for the menu overview page. In general, all the menus will have same overview pages here. And yeah.
Just before you continue, I have a question. Can you move one thing from the left side to the right side? Like, for example, if you move level 1.1. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that is what was our goal, to make it easier to make this manipulation. Not only move one item, but move one item with the keeping the structure. So yes, it works, but I will return it back just to have the better output on the front end later, and we will add maybe some items to the right side. Well, so moving to the menu item form, we have the technical specification, which covers all the fields that we have in the menu items. For the main menu, let's create, for example, an item in the right side. So I will press add link here. You see, so it will be created in English. It will be original language for it. So we have a title. I will put right side item 1, for example. A link, as we also shown you, is a generic field which allows you to use the built-in auto-completion for the pages, as well as the external links completely with the schema, HTTP, and so on and so on. So let's link it to the basic page QA1, make it enable, and we have a small question on the checkbox. As we saw, by default in Drupal, this checkbox is checked. But in our specification, we saw that it was not set as checked. So currently, this version, when you create an item, it will not be enabled by default.
It should be enabled. Today on Drupal 7, it is enabled.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is why we are asking. Enabled. Okay, we will make it enabled. Not a big deal. So I will also put it as enabled, and here you have to choose where you will put your link. I will put to the right side, as I'm creating it for this. If you want to put somewhere in the tree, you are able to do this. As well as you can create it in the root, maybe just to prepare some structure before you will output it on the site. It's up to the editor. So we follow the specification in terms of the order of the fields, the descriptions, possible values, limits, and so on. I saw that there was a discussion about description field, how it can be used. So by default in Drupal, the description field, generic description field that we already have for the menu items, is used to show the title pop in when you hover the link in the front end. So for this main menu, we didn't use the default description field. We just added the custom one.
Okay.
Just to, and also we have some. We will have the menu item creation forms in the node edition forms. When you edit a node or create some node, you also have an ability to immediately create a link. So there we also will have the menu link title, and we'll have the default description. And just to avoid any issues with this interference of the fields, we added just a custom field here, which will be used for the sitemap page. So here we have the link with picture. Everything is according to the specification, and the new fields for the country link and country picture. Okay, so for this item, it will be enough to have the, it is the first level in the right menu. We have a title and the link. We press save, and it is done. And also we can create more and more links. We'll just save our time. So that is about the back office for the main menu. So for the footer and top menu, it is a bit easier as we do not have any complex rules here. So every page is the same. Edition page also works the same way with the fields described in the specification. So for the
just one thing, here as well with the drag and drop would be nice to have the title.
Yeah, so in reality, these enhanced drag and drop with a modern look and feel we took from the Drupal org. That is the branch of this development of this UI widget, and we just missed this issue that it have, that it just don't display the field title. So it is global issue of this update. We will just return it back somehow. And it will affect all the drag and drop fields that we currently have.
Okay, clear.
But it looks much better than we did
Yes.
by default. Yeah. So here for the footer menu, we don't have a lot of fields. We have just the link and title, and also the new feature, as we learned yesterday, that is at the moment in development on the stage or dev instance of Drupal 7 version. We have this icon uploadable field here. And we implemented the output for this as well, but we still do not have the front-end styling ready for this, as it is still not yet done on the Drupal 7 version. And
it is done. It is delivered.
Okay, but we have to follow it, and we cannot do it immediately, so we just will grab these styles maybe in next sprints, and it will be added.
Yeah, it's no problem anyway.
Yeah, as well. And we discovered it just because we saw it in the specifications that we have within icon, but we had no option where we have to display it. Just the quick search on the Drupal 7 new versions allowed us to understand. So for the footer, it's pretty easy, and we have one link here, okay. And for the top menu, it's a bit more complex. Do we have links here? Yes, I added some. So overview form is completely the same. Fields from the specification. And we understood that it was a try to simplify somehow the management for the top menu items, but with these new checkboxes, but we still have some unclear points on the output of the top menu widgets. And I will ask some questions later when we will move to the output. So here we have the menu link title, link, same checkbox with element. And these options, which were designed to make it possible to manage the output of the links in the different sections of the mobile and desktop menus. I had no other icons except this one SVG file, so
it's okay.
we will live with this yellow duck. Okay, so that is what is linked to back office for the menus. And now we will move to the output. So on front office, let's move to some page with the content, not the one. And also, I will open the JCDecaux production. Okay. So currently I'm still a webmaster. That is why I have this administrative bar on top, but it will not change anything in general. So we are now in the desktop version, of the page, and what we see here is this top menu. And please just, as soon as I will be wrong, let me know, as there are some parts of this output which is still complex, still unclear for us. They are different now from the Drupal 7 version. So here we display the top menu.
Perfect.
Perfect. We display the only items that have this checkbox top menu. Let me list the links. I have added 2 of them. So only display the items which have this checkbox checked. Add to this top menu. Okay?
Yes, because if you have noticed, our menu is different. Like if you go to JCDecaux, it's different on tablet and on mobile.
Yes, and it is still not completely clear. So here we have the search button, which is not a part of menu, but some special widget that we at the moment, as we worked only on menu, we just have the HTML hard-coded here. It doesn't work yet,
okay.
But we put it just to keep the structure. Then our top menu items, without any limit on the number of these items.
Correct.
So all the items with the desktop checked will be shown here if they have the translation for the current language. These both they have. And also at the end, we display the language switcher widget. For now, we have 2 languages. It is not the part of the menu, but by the structure, just displayed at the end. That is the top menu for desktop version. Then we discovered that we have the special top menu for the tablet version. If I am right, because on the Drupal 7, there were no menu at all here.
On JCDecaux.com, there are 2 icons.
But it is not a menu. There are 2 icons, and the URLs for these icons are managed in the site configuration form.
Exactly.
And have the hard-coded styles for the contact and for the our presence icon.
Yes.
So what should we show here?
What you're showing now is very good, except that
I am showing the top menu items which have the checkbox show on mobile and the desktop tablet.
Yes.
But the number of the shown items here is limited to 3.
Actually, if you don't need to for tablets, you can show more than 3. Doesn't matter. The question is really that you'll see if you go to mobile. In mobile, you simply don't have the place, so you show the first 3, and the other ones just don't display. No need to display any warning for users or anything.
We do not display. We just hide the extra if the limit is reached. So here we will. Here we at the moment display almost the same. We display the search widget, we display the language selector, and we display the items from the top menu, which have this display on mobile and tablet checkbox checked, but
we display the icon.
We display the icon, and if icon is not the required field, and if you will not have an icon, then there is still open question what to do.
And it's exactly this one, the contact us.
Yeah, that is. If let's check our menu. Top menu, list links. So we looked at the doc, which is in our presence, and in the contact. As you can see, we have the menu link title link and have no icon. That is how we understood from the specification it should work.
It's perfect.
Yes, but still we will have some other. So what to do? First question here is if we have no icon in the item, should we display it just like this, like that text?
No, you display the contact icon. like you did.
Contact. So you plan to have only one item here without any icon, and
well, after it's up to the intelligence of the contributor. If he realizes that he has the same account like 3 times for 3 different things, then he should be intelligent enough to provide an icon for the other ones.
Clear.
And
yeah,
just one thing, this is minor, but they should be aligned, and the dock is too low.
Maybe because okay, we will see with the front-end team. As also here in the specification for the top menu, as I remember, you can choose not only the SVG icon type by specification, but also the pictures.
Yes, because a lot of people don't know how to do SVGs, so they will do PNGs.
Yeah, so we also can make it at the moment. So it is implemented. We can choose the picture for it will be displayed. So for this block, what I understood is just we have to make it look better by aligning the baselines and select the proper heights. Some limit for the heights to make it, and no limit on the width, maybe. Yeah.
No. Well, you're right, no limit.
Yeah, so it is clear, okay. And then let's make it this next step to this magic. So the last mode that we have is this.
But if you click on menu?
I will click, but first, before I click, it is still the question, what is it?
It's good.
It is the contact us element, but what we should show here, as in the top menu, we can have a lot of items. For the mobile version, limit is 3. How we should choose the?
It's the first one.
First one.
Actually, they display from the opposite direction. So the first one is always the one. If you're on tablet or desktop, the first one is the one the most on the right. So contact us is the first one. Then the second one is presence. Then the third one, and so on, so on.
Clear, but it was not.
Yeah, I know it's
really obvious. Okay, first from the right.
Oh, actually.
Because by the structure, it is a completely separate element.
Yeah, I know.
Menu and this. Okay, so if we have to display the first from the right side, we can do this. At the moment, this particular item is just hard-coded HTML, as it was not clear if we had the menu here, we had the menu here. What is this? Why it is special? But now, okay, we will do this change.
Well, maybe I said something too fast because I'm thinking what could be the most logical for the users.
Okay, I will.
Actually, for tablet and mobile, what you did is perfect. It's on the other side, like from left to right, because this is how people read and like from top to bottom. But for tablets, for mobile, today, actually we always had this particular thing, like the first link is the last, and after it's in order.
Well, anyway, I think that we will create the ticket just to not to forget all the decisions that we made and just to have some source of information, and you will have a chance still to think about this and still have
I'll write it. Actually, I just have to think a bit and tell you what's the rule on Drupal 7, because there is a rule on Drupal 7.
Yes, but on Drupal 7, it is taken from the site configuration, not the part of. It's not a part of menu.
Yeah, but for tablets and mobile, we still have our presence, and then after contact, if we go from left to right. So this, what you've done is perfect. This is exactly what we have on Drupal 7. But on Drupal 7, we have in the site setting first link, second link, third link. So I think there is a rule behind it saying that the first link is the one on top and the one at the last. So I just need to figure out what the rule is on Drupal 7.
As soon as we will see the rule, we can make this change and finalize all these things. Anyway, as you updated the translation settings and so on, some widgets have to be updated. We will still work on the back office and the output. And so let's move now to this magic button. So it is visible starting from the here tablet version. So here we do not have the top menu. It is here on the tablet place. We have the main menu here, but main menu will be shown later. And here on the mobile version, we still have this top menu, and again, it is a bit of unclearance. If we can have the three items in the mobile menu, how can we put them here?
Okay. Actually, the third link.
It is first. It is second.
Yes, but I'll explain the order like in a separate thing. But just for you to know what are the maximum 3 links. So the first one is the contact us. The second one is our presence. And actually on the .com, we can only have 2. But on other websites, for example, the Netherlands website, which do not have a language switch, it can have a third one instead of the language switch.
Clear. Perfect. Okay. Now it is almost everything is clear. So again, here search widget is just hard-coded for now. It's just the structure from the slicing will be implemented later when search features will be implemented. But we will go from the to the opposite direction now, as we can see. Here we have the main menu in the mobile version mode. We have this follow us block from the footer, which is also the just static HTML at the moment. It is not any menu or not a part of any configuration yet, just an output. So this is the footer. You see that we have some special colors here, but that is what was managed by the color management on the theme. So this is the footer part here. This is the main menu. This is the top menu, and the main menu can have the this functionality that we just taken from the Drupal 7 version. And move further and further. The only issue maybe that we noticed here is that when you are, and the same on the production version and stage and so on, when you on the last third level of the dip, there is no way to, let's check, to click on the second level item.
Yes, I know, but
you know, okay.
It's it wasn't flagged as a problem today, so
we just have the same here as we can make this a link if needed, but we will need to update some front-end styles. So at the moment we just have the same behaviors that we have on the Drupal 7 version.
Perfect.
For the main menu. So main menu is not different for the mobile and the tablet.
It's the same.
Yes, it is the same. Footer also is not shown. Maybe yes, it is not shown for the mobile and tablet.
Well, it showed at the end of the page, but not when you click on menu. The footer is always displayed at the end of every page, but it's not showed on the burger menu.
Yes, if it is a proper behavior, because we just have no a lot of description, but to refer to the slicing and the current version. So for the footer, I think that we do not display the footer links. Let's check on the.
No, but can you close the menu? Yeah, like.
Yeah, I will close. Let me check here. Just 1 second. Footer, yes, the same here. So we do not display the footer links. Okay, so it's okay.
Like it's okay. It's just that what I want to say is that the footer is displayed at the end of every page.
Yes. But in mobile version, just so that is about. Still, we have the main menu for the desktop version. So here we display the left side of the menu, the right side of the menu, and this is the only item here. We display 3 levels of the menu, and on the both sides we have the same rules for the output. So if we will move one item from the left side to another side, we will have the same output. The only difference is for this new feature that we also grabbed from the current Drupal 7 version is this country menu. So if the checkbox uses the country link is checked on the parent item, and we display only children that have the country menu checkbox checked.
Yes, the front end is correct, but just in the back end, I saw that you created something like choose your country as a link.
Yes, this is a link. Just a link.
It's not a link actually. It's if you activate the options in the site settings, then it generates it. Like on Drupal 7, if you activate in the site settings, this is original country, original website. So you will have the option to say this is a country link. And every time you add a level 1 item to, and you say this is a country link, then you have choose your country and it appears inside. So actually you don't have any link choose your country.
Yeah, I see. So
you have Italy, France that are ticked, and because they are ticked, it has choose your country.
But okay, clear. But where in the structure these links will be placed?
It's if you go to the.
I'm trying to go main menu. So you will have some kind of tree structure, and some of these links will be the country links, correct?
Yeah, Italy, France. So Italy and France would be level 2 or level 1, depends if you count left side being a level. But they would be at the same level.
They will be like this.
Yes. And because the choose your country is checked, then it will.
It will be displayed automatically.
But it doesn't bother me to have it like. It's not a very big deal to have it like that. But how do you know that choose your country is like?
Because all the items specified have the same fields, and in the level 1 of this menu, this item also have this country link checkbox. That is how I understand that this first item is have to be displayed like this, like the country selector. And if this is done, then from this branch of a tree, I lost it again. I display only.
It's just a different way of doing things.
We just had the issue that we had no clear specification on this, so we just saw that we have some fields, and we just grabbed the output, and we just didn't know that it is some special. But you just specify how it should work. If we have to have a checkbox inside settings and display this item automatically, we can.
But this really, like at any point, don't hesitate to ask me, because actually this feature was described in the support version. So in a way, all the explanations were there, so I could have easily directed you to them. But it's
can you have the case when some of the country links can be somewhere far away?
We don't have that actually, and what you did is also in a way logical for the user. Like it's okay, choose your country, and I put the countries inside, but it makes the country at a different level, because once you have chosen the country is at the level 1. So it's a bit.
I see. So in your structure of breadcrumbs and the side map, these country items should be in the top level.
Yes, because once you click on Italy, then you have Italy with all its sub-menus, and Italy showing like 4 partners, for example. And then after you have choose your country with the rest. So it's there are a lot of rules attached to it. So I'll just write in all the other tickets in which this is explained.
Yeah, will be good to have the link just to this support ticket to update this part. What else did we? Yeah, stage. Well, so at the moment, if this is a country link, we have a special display for it, like we grabbed from the Drupal 7 version, and we have to update the structure a bit to have some items with the images as well.
And I realize we forgot one thing in the site settings, but this is our fault. We forgot the checkbox to make it clickable.
Clickable, unclickable.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So this checkbox should be added to the only main menu, or
only main menu. If you want to know what it does, you can go to JCDecaux.com and
I saw what it does. So it just creates the links or span elements. I just didn't find it in the current version specification, so I just thought that you managed to simplify the management.
No, it's just a mistake here.
Yeah. So what I did, I just added the picture, maybe. Somewhere. And no caption. So for the country, we have the special kind of display that we get. For the other items, we have another display with the top level 2 on top. And if you link have an image, we display an image. And if it have the subtitle field, then we display the subtitle under image for this item. What is this, level 2? Level 3, level 1, 2, 3. We don't have this field. I don't know, is it a proper way, or we have to display the link title?
The link title is a bit, the subtitle is a bit mandatory.
Mandatory?
But we can't make it mandatory because it's mandatory in the for the user to put it, but
I see. So in most cases we will have some text here.
Yes,
So let's make it like it was expected. We will add some text here, text under the picture.
And actually, the
So well, then why we didn't done this field mandatory in back office?
because it's not mandatory in the sense that if you don't put a picture, you don't need it.
But we can make it mandatory if you put a picture.
Actually, just to explain to you, we could also.
Well,
Because
okay, if you know that is a
the
okay.
thing of this, like the level 2, is not something. I'll have to ask the country about that. No, don't make any change for now. I'll ask the person who used this feature the most.
Yeah, so this last part was about this picture items with the pictures. We display them like this, and if they have a subtitle, as I understood, in most cases they will. We display this subtitle as well under the picture, and it is clickable as well as the picture itself. And if we have several items, we display them one by one.
The render is very good.
So that is the main menu. Same with the right side. Let's make a quick experiment just to check this, how it will work if we move a lot of items to the right side. We'll move them all now as much as I can, like this. And we'll update the page. If caches are not in the so we have them here. And display for them is almost the same. But as just want to know that we do not display right side of the menu in the mobile and desktop.
No, you display them.
Tablet versions, correct?
No, they are displayed.
Displayed?
Yes.
Okay, then I will write it down and try to find where they have to be displayed.
Just they are displayed exactly like the left part. If you go to JCDecaux.com, there's absolutely
one by one, though.
There's absolutely no difference between them.
So this we have news and media, and when we here we just display them after the left side.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
And the design is exactly the same.
Yes. Okay. Clear. Well, so the last thing here is our footer menu, which at the moment is pretty simple. So we have the links with the title and the URL. We also added this language switcher at the end. No limits on the number of the links displayed. The only limitation here is that we display only first level links, as we in back office we do not added any rules to validate the deepness of this menu, but we can add it easier to make it just a flat and disable any drag and drop possibilities to make it deeper than one level. So we display them one by one here. And what is it? This is our sharing Hangouts. And also here we display this follow us section, which is not yet built out of some settings, but just an HTML, as it was not a part of this feature. And if our footer link will have the icon, which can be an SVG file or the image, it will be displayed on the left. We just have to grab the styles. But at the moment, if we will add, it will be displayed, but not perfectly aligned. What else we did here? We added the breadcrumb element, which is at the moment it works by default. We will see later if there are some special rule for the breadcrumb build, but we needed it for the page structure, so we added the breadcrumb.
The breadcrumb always has the name of the page you're on.
Yeah, so for the breadcrumb, we will need the special description set of the rules, how it should work, and we will work on breadcrumb and update it. Currently, I just did, we had the output, have an output of the generic Drupal breadcrumb without any modifications. We just applied the theme to this element, proper theme, and that's it. Well, so that's all for this header, footer, and menus management. I got all the answers on all the unclear questions that we had. So now we can finalize it. And what else I saw? Maybe the last thing to make clear, I saw that on some version of your site, external links had some special theming, some special styling with some icons, which shows the user that link is external.
Yes, this should be implemented as well.
But in our slicing for that we okay, so we didn't found the version for this. If it is implemented in production, no?
You can go on JCDecaux.lv. And the second one, sorry.
I see. Yeah. So we will grab this styling. Okay. Yeah, and this is applied automatically based on the URL.
Yes, it's for all external links.
Okay. Yes, great. And as I see, it will work only for the third level of the menu. Or if you have the second level clickable, it will be also.
I think it works on all.
So
even the first one, actually, if you.
The first one.
Nobody ever put an external link in the menu, but.
And and the last thing, you said that you have a version of the site where you do not have the language switcher. You have the only one language. It is
NL.
Netherlands. Okay, yeah. So I will just check how it works here. Special icon.
I thought they just put 2 anyway, so. But you see, they have a missing space.
Missing space.
And that would be in this missing space.
But they also have the special custom icons for these
yes,
elements. They are manageable in back office at the moment?
Yes, in the site settings.
Well, but we will have it manageable only through the top menu back office interface.
Yes, because actually at the moment, because it is in the site settings, everybody forgets them.
The current site settings form is just huge, as we saw.
Yes.
So we will try to split it into several maybe forms just to make it easier to navigate.
I try to reduce them.
What else? I just lost in this epic menu story.
I think we reached the end.
Okay, so we will. I wrote down these modifications that we still have to apply. You can also add some tickets or comments about the menu to the main ticket, just not to forget to implement them. And if we will have some unclear points for the menus, we will also ask and check with the support team, maybe as they are ahead of us in terms of the styling, features, and so on. Header and footer. So I think that it was the final story for this sprint, as we have still some features that we did not complete in time, just because we were a bit optimistic on how it will work on our side, but still have to deal with all these stylings of the blocks. Have to find a way to unify these blocks output, as it became more complex here when we have, for example, the picture block, which can be used as the picture block itself and the layout builder, which can be used a picture in the slider picture in the three column block, picture with the video, picture with the video which starts automatically. It can be used like a background for the page header. It can be used like the icon in the menu, and so on and so on. So every change on these blocks now makes a lot of complexity for all other parts when they are used. So we just face some issues, and I think that on the start of the next week, we will update the stage with all the fixes from the Sprint 1, and also we will deliver these modifications that we have to do with the current features that we've shown you today, just to have some stable final version on the stage at some point as soon as possible.
Okay. One question. So you haven't finished or began the last 5
No, yeah.
Should I can just move them to, because I had already began to feel what I would like to have done in the Sprint 3. So I'll just going to move them, move those 5 features to the Sprint 3. Would that be okay with you?
I'm just trying to disable the screen sharing. No, we started them all, and we almost finished them all. The issue that we face that they are not ready yet for the production show. As there are some small issues, some unclear points, some work required from the front-end team, some changes on the back office, some issues with the Drupal core, which and so on. That is why we just did not deliver them yet. So we think that we usually put such features to the top of the next sprint. So for you, it is not need to do this, except if you see that some of the features is not important at the moment, and there are some that are more important for you. Then you just free to rearrange the backlog in the way you like.
Okay.
Because when we will plan the amount of work that we can finish for the next sprint, we will grab the tickets from the top, and we will keep this order in the implementation.
Okay, so I'll just move them down then, so that you can do them at the beginning of the next sprint. There's only one actually that that I could reorder, but it's the last one, and I see you maybe haven't really began it, or same thing for the picture gallery or slider, because I see that maybe Maxim, you can tell me if you're very far on it or not, because if you just began, maybe you can focus on some.
No, it's not just began. I didn't finish the feature from that custom block about when you add a picture, the title of that picture should be added as title on the as title in the field, in form field. But I didn't finish this yet.
Okay,
as
so let's just put them in order then. Okay. Okay, I have nothing else, nothing more. That's all. I'll just complete like the thing we talked today. I'll have another look. But in general, really don't hesitate asking me, like, because there's a very important factor. I don't know if Julien told you, but in starting from the middle of September, I'm going to be away on maternity leave, so for a lot of months. So if you have questions, since I'm not the only one who knows the back office at JCDecaux, but I'm the one who knows it the best. So it's much better than you ask all of your questions now, because after it might be